effects in the 21st century relationship. But before we continue, we need to introduce our host for today, and the first person we'll be introducing, this person, be very cute, sweet, cute, sweet, handsome man, in person of Mr. Enirekan Adewale, aka Photo Spirit. Welcome, sir. Thank you so much for.
My pleasure. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you for honoring our invitation.
You're most welcome.
And our next guest for today is in person of Miss, the sweetest, beautiful, tantalacious. Oh God, I'm a woman. I don't need to talk too much. Miss Abiodun Janet. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. God bless you. So today we'll be talking about how modern lifestyle has any good or bad effect in the 21st century relationship. But the first thing I want us to deliberate about is, what is modern lifestyle itself? What do we think modern lifestyle is? I don't know. Sir, can you help us? What is modern lifestyle itself?
Okay, I think basically, when you say modern lifestyle, I think as far as Africa is concerned, we've been modern for a very long time.
That's right.
You know, but I think, for the 21st century, the new generation have this mindset that probably they're modern because they're exposed to technologies.
I wanted to say that.
Exposed to like a different way of life. They have access to mostly social amenities that the older generation we're not opportune to, to have access to. So I think that's the reasons why they call it modern. But in my own books, I feel like we've been civilized for a very long time.
That's true.
But year day in, year day out, there will always be an improvement in technology.
Yes,
you
definitely.
Understand? So, yeah.
So what do you think, Miss Janet? What is modern lifestyle to you?
Okay, like what he said, it is to me, I feel it is exposure to technology.
Yeah.
So like, the youths these days, they are so exposed to technology. Even a small child, like
5 years old,
a 5-year-old, so he already knows.
He go run and pass you.
He already knows what a 50-year-old man does not know. So
yes.
I feel that's what a modern lifestyle is.
Do you have anything to say?
Okay, you ask me.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay, the thing is, in my own opinion, I think it's a new thing that we don't have before. And the new thing that's not in existence before, and now
there will always be new thing. I think it's just advancement.
Yes, like advanced things, advance of new old things. Now, I think that's just it.
Okay.
The things that we using before, we don't have fridge. Is this ikoko that we have now? We have fridge now. So the advancement of that ikoko. So I think that's just the modern, but just varies in many ways, right?
Many ways. Okay, but what do you people think used to cause relationship problems in this 21st century? What do you think? Do you have idea?
Do you want me to go or you want her to go?
Maybe I want her to go first.
Okay, I feel people are like the youths these days, they are exposed to too much technology and they are too civilized.
Is it too much technology that is causing?
Actually, no, they are too civilized. Like recently I heard a story about a guy and the wife that they practice open marriage. And in the olden days there is no such thing.
Yes,
and now I feel they are too exposed to modern, as in foreign movies, music, so they feel they can come about that kind of belief, the ideas, so they can bring it into the civilized, they can bring it into the modern Nigerian culture, so which I feel is very bad. So it is very rampant among the youth these days. So I feel they are too civilized and also they are too exposed to so many things they should not be exposed to.
Okay. Particularly, we are talking about the relationship of. Since we're talking about enhancing relationship, like our talk is like relationship, we are talking about boyfriend and girlfriend relationship.
Okay.
So like basically is those problems that is happening now in this 21st century. So what is causing it? What do you think?
Yeah, I think for me, I'll differ from what she had said. Civilization in my own book is not the reasons why we have shortcomings in relationships. You understand? I feel like number one is disrespect for social norms and values.
Okay.
I'm going to use Nigerian youth as a case study.
Okay.
Then number 2, drug abuse. Then number 3, undeserved gratification for wealth. Let me explain from number 1. I said number 1 was what? Did you remember what I said?
You said norms and values.
Now, take for example, we have a generation, so-called Gen Z, who does not respect norms and values, who does not respect cultures, who does not have a respect for the older folks, because they believe that when you're old, you are an idiot.
Yes.
They believe when you are older, you are not smart. You know, they believe when you are older, you don't know anything. But at the end of the day, most of these older folks are even way more intelligent than these guys. Because in this generation, the only thing that drives this generation is money, drug, and sex. Now, every young folk is looking for undeserved wealth, untimely wealth. When I say untimely, you know, there are some words that you don't deserve at a particular age. Regardless of whatever it is you're exposed to, regardless of where you're coming from. But now, it's a thing of our society, because the society will only celebrate you when you have money. And it has gone to the point where fraudsters have access to more awards than legitimate hustlers. When was the last time you saw an amazing teacher in the secondary school being awarded for excellence? It's been a long time. But you see communities in Nigeria awarding, you know, giving awards to fraudsters, all in the name of trying to amass wealth from them. You know. Then number 2, you know, I talked about drug abuse. You know, you can't have a boyfriend who takes too much of drugs and he won't slap you.
He won't misbehave.
Especially when he has anger issues.
He does not even need to have anger issues. No, the drug is really going to trigger him to misbehave. You know, in 2016, you know, we had 5.6% rise on drug abuse. In 2024 now we have 14.4%.
In Nigeria?
Yeah, which means that like
in Ondo particular,
which means that 14.8 million to like 15 million of Nigerians are on drugs.
Wow.
Now take a critical look at it. You have a 21-year-old girl who has access to Molly, for example, who has access to high-end drugs. He would definitely miss because he does not have the experience. Even to even handle a relationship. You know, you wonder in town when you see stories in other communities where boyfriends are slapping, beating their girlfriends, but they can't leave those relations because of the iPhones. That takes us to the part of money. All our girls now, all that matters to them is the flashy things, the glamour. They don't take a critical look at character. They don't even check if that guy has wisdom. They don't even care about academic excellence anymore. As long as that guy drives, you know, muzzle, drives,
can spend
a few thousands, and at the end of the day, at night, you know, he ends up beating them. They don't want to leave because once they leave, it's going to take the phones back. You know, every girl child now wants to parade herself in the street of Ondo, street of Nigeria, with an iPhone, 2 cameras, 3 cameras. So now we've really lost essence as a people. And I wouldn't blame this younger generation because we, the older generation, or even the persons older than us, they have their own impact as well. Because that's going to a point whereby even mothers tend to even encourage their sons to, you know, go look for the easiest way to make money.
Just go make this money.
Because they want to brag in church. You know, she wants to drive the most beautiful car to church. And lift holy hands in testimony time.
In church.
You know, she wants to lift holy hands in testimony time that thank God my son just got me this, got me that, you know. So it's a major problem, you know, that needs to be checked. So many factors are responsible for human as a relationship.
But are we saying that they've not been used of drugs in ancient days, like in olden days?
You know, there were drugs, but you know, we never had the confidence to say you take drugs. You know, when you go to public outlets these days, you see boys, you know, holding different kinds of weeds, different strains of weeds, because they don't respect, you know, social norms and values anymore. You know, they don't respect elders. You know, while we were growing up, you know, I never grew up in drugs. You know, when you were growing up, when you see even somebody who is a year older than you, you know, you prostrate. You give them respect. But these days, you see a guy that you're even maybe 15 years older than, he tells you, Baba Alpha.
Chama, what's up?
Because he's on drugs, man. So he sees you as nothing. As long as you don't have money, he doesn't respect you. And that is why a lot of them, they are unhappy. You know, they are really unhappy. You know, in this generation, a lot of unhappiness, a lot of dissatisfaction. You know, and that's why, you know, there's a rise in suicidal rates. You know, it's really high because there's no joy. So they're mostly finding joy in these substances because they're looking for what they're not even supposed to look for yet. So these are the issues. So
or modern world now. Like he rightly said, he said something about drugs, norms, and money. But I will add one, which is like parental, maybe parental care or parental control, in the sense that I grew up with my dad and mom, and I would say they are kind of old parents. Actually, I'm the last born, and our firstborn, our child is older than me. I'm trying to let you see the distance between us now. Our firstborn, our child is older than me. So which means that my parents are kind of old people. And where I was brought up is, this thing is not yours. Where did you see it? Let's go to that place. I was working as a sales boy where they are selling phones. I got a phone for my dad. Like my dad, he said, you want to use second phone, this is your phone. And my dad said, thank you. The following day, my dad came to where I was working. Sir, good morning. I'm the father of this child, Akinwale. He gave me this phone yesterday. Sir, are you aware that this phone, is it not, like, do you get that kind of thing?
Yeah.
My boss was shocked, like, wait, Bishop, you have a dad, you have a father. Like, but these things, like you said, some parents even encourage their daughter to go and look for this money. And the child is not working.
So even look for a rich man, actually.
I'm telling you. You are telling a child that is not working and doesn't have anything, as you go and look for money. So, and in the morning, different guys will be bringing your child with different cars, and since she's bringing the money, you won't have any problem with it. And how do you think that kind of a lady will handle a marriage? Let's talk of a relationship. Maybe, fortunately, she now met a guy, a reasonable guy. How do you think that kind of a guy, that kind of a girl will handle that relationship? Maybe that guy is not that wealthy, maybe he's not that financially able. I know, but because of the girl has exposed herself to this kind of life, like I must every month, I must give my mom something, I must, like that kind of thing. I think is adding more to the issues about relationship in this modern world.
There is something you said, but I can't remember. But I brought a question out of it.
Okay.
You said something. Then my question is, why does young men prefer ladies that has nothing to offer than social life, than to a lady that has norms and values? You will see a guy, normal guy, go just see babe, where be say the girl is not working, and she's using iPhone. I don't even know iPhone because now Samsung and Tecno they use. Now Samsung and Tecno they use. But let's just say maybe the girl is iPhone 11, I be iPhone 12, and she does not have any work. You will not prefer that one to a lady that is maybe this one, they go school, but she's striving to at least pass her exam, have a good job and all that. You prefer that one that is holding that phone and is dressing shabbily to that one that has both norms and values. Why? How? Why?
I think, excuse me, I think for clarity's sake, your question was, why do men?
Okay, sorry, why do some men?
No, let's stick to why do men. No,
let's generalize it.
I want to separate your question from men from boys.
Okay, sorry.
So I'm going to focus on men.
Okay.
So I think we have to get this straight.
Okay.
Men don't really value the ones that are not intelligent.
Okay.
When it comes to moments where value needs to come to the table, a man will go for that one that has got values, intelligence, and substance. But most of the time, they keep the unintelligent ones as girlfriends. So they can have a numerous number of them.
That is the problem.
And no, it's not a problem.
Because that one can later be pregnant for you or something.
But she ends up becoming a baby mama. And that is why we have the baby mama syndrome now.
Yes, it's kind of too much.
Because at the end of the day, a man feels like she doesn't deserve to be my wife.
Yeah.
Yes.
But because I have a child with her, I'm going to keep her at one corner because of my child. And that is why, even in the Western world, we have what we call child support.
Yes.
Because some men just feel like,
no, you can't be my wife.
So most of the time, they keep all of these girls as sexual tools just to satisfy their pleasures. That's why you realize that at the end of the day, even most men, most handsome-looking men, when they get married, you wonder, why is this guy getting married to this almost ugly? I'm sorry to use the word ugly.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Why is he getting married to this non-beautiful woman? But there's beauty on the inside. She's got qualities.
Wow.
And she's really going to have like 5, 6, 10 girlfriends looking, stunning.
Like that.
But they are empty vessels. So men know these things. So they will keep you there to oil them, change their engine oil,
whatever.
When they need to upgrade their camshaft, you know what I'm saying?
Women don't suffer now. You choose to. Now some people choose to.
That's why you know I often tell any girl child I tend to meet in life is always make sure that you're bringing something to the table.
Yes.
Don't just be useless.
But continue.
Bring something to the table. Place some value on yourself. It's not because of a man, it is because of you. Because there are times you need to negotiate your way to greatness. You need to bring value as the negotiation tool for you.
Okay. So when you're talking about this, I need to bring topics small. When you're talking about this, bringing something to the table. I think there are two different ways. Okay. Let us divert a little from our talk to something that I want to ask now.
Okay.
Is it necessary that there should be equality in relationship? For example, now, if you ask any lady now, what are you bringing to the table? She'll be like, I'm bringing my squishes to the table.
Yes, I understand. That, I'm sure.
So, and the truth is that men does. Sorry, I'm saying men again.
Yes,
so men does not want equality in relationship. Sorry, they don't want equality. They want inequality in relationship. She understand? Why ladies? They want equality, but they still don't want equality. For example, let me set an example. A lady doesn't want to work.
Okay.
But then she wants to have all the luxuries of life.
Okay.
If as far as rice no dey again won't eat, when the demand don't come, he go bring money, I go cook. She understand? But then they also want a situation whereby, will I be the only one to wash plates and sweep the ground? She understand? But then men also, in as much as they actually want the lady to be 100% doing everything at home, they still want bring something to the table. How?
Okay, let me answer in a different way.
Okay.
I know a lot of our audience will not be happy with what I want to say.
Okay.
But it is the reality.
Please don't be angry, please.
You understand?
Right.
Yeah, when it comes to equality, I will differ and say there can never be equality in marriage. We have to understand these things. Okay. I'm a Christian, so I'll talk from that perspective.
Okay.
When God created Adam, when it was about time for him to create Eve, he said, let us make him an helpmeet.
Okay.
Not let's make him a dependent, or let's make him a useless fellow.
Yeah.
Or let's make him a babysitter. No, an helpmeet. So as a lady, you need to understand that you are created and structured by God and wired to render help for
this man. Yes.
The man is meant to go all out and hustle. He's meant to go all out and bring the larger percentage of whatever you both are bringing to the family. But you have to bring something. Even if it's 20%, bring something to that table, because you are there to help him, not to choke him. Yes. Now, as Africans, the reasons why we have problems now in marriages, a lot of divorce cases, is because we are trying to copy the white man. See, we have to understand our culture and who we are. We are Africans because God wanted us to be Africans. I'm dark-skinned or black-skinned because God wanted me to be.
But many people are exposed.
For a reason. It is not exposure. For me, I feel like it's a high level of stupidity. If you see Indians, even Indians in the UK and in the US, they don't throw away their culture.
Never.
An Indian woman will wait for her husband, even if it's 3-4 hours in the UK, to come pick her at her place of work. And that is why you have a larger number of them dominating, Asians dominating the UK economy. But when you see Nigerians, little exposure, you begin to misbehave. We throw away who we are, we forget who we are. We adopted the culture of a white man that does not have an history.
Yes.
We've got histories, we have where we are coming from, we have ancestors that walked through the face of the earth before we came. There's a way they did these things. We can only improve. We can't throw away.
Yes.
So one is, imagine me waking up in the morning and my wife is telling me I need to go wash the plate.
Yeah.
What kind of
because she wants to cook.
It doesn't mean I don't love her. It makes no sense. What I can do is, okay, when I see that, okay, she has a lot to do in the kitchen, I can join her, assist.
Actually, yeah.
Peel onions. Help her probably rinse fish or probably clean the meat.
And sift to do.
You understand? Or probably just hold the kids.
Yes.
Probably the kids trying to distract her. I can help her, with the assignment and all of that. But there are some things a man will not do. So because we are trying to change the way things used to be, that's why we're having the problem we've never experienced before in life. So equality thing, you see, because the truth is, if you want equality, I'd rather advise, don't just get married.
I'm telling you.
You know, because now, women are beginning to call themselves kings. A woman can never be a king. You can only be a queen. And to be a queen, you need a king in your life.
Yes.
But these days, everybody just cry out loud in social media, I'm king, this. A woman cannot be a king. You're just wasting your time. Just like a man cannot be a queen.
Yes.
And a man cannot be a king without a queen. So at the end of the day...
Men that went through domestic violence, what are they?
Men. No, it's normal. Of course, domestic violence will come. It doesn't, regardless of the gender. It's how you handle it that matters. You understand? Me is a no-no for me when it comes to that. Domestic violence is a no-no. But equality, I feel like we need to understand that we have to tweak it. A man is meant to love you.
Yes.
You are meant to respect the man. It is our duty to love our women. It is the duty of the women to respect their husband. So our respect comes from honoring them. The Bible says, honor your husband. Now, your husband is your Lord. So if you are a Christian, your husband is your Lord.
Do you ladies agree?
Yes, definitely, yeah.
Because the truth is...
No, me actually.
Yes.
I'm always a advocate of olden days, but a touch of modern lifestyle, but olden days.
In Bible and in Yoruba, they will tell you, while you are the body as the woman. So now imagine, women are delicate people, and you are the most important in the home, if you don't know, because you are the body. And it's in the body you have the heart and every other element. It's just the head. So why do you want to do the head anyhow? Can you do your own head anyhow?
Because you really want turning the head.
So we can't be turning the head anyhow. You want the body to function properly. There's going to be a mess up. So both parties needs to work hand in hand to get results. Let's not forget who we are.
Okay, I have one thing I want to ask, and the question goes to both of you, I guess. The question is...
I wanted her to contribute.
Yes,
I wanted her to contribute to whatever he said.
Okay, maybe...
If you have anything to say.
Okay.
When it comes to equality and...
Actually, like what he said, I totally agreed. Because I'm a Christian too. So we were taught in church that men are the head of the house. So as a lady, you should not expect a man to do some things, to carry out some certain things for you. So I feel these days women are really trying to, I don't know,
change the idea.
They are changing the idea of the whole thing, which is not right. Even it is not biblical. There's no how you can do it. And also, like what I used to say, as a man, also you have to place a value on yourself, because it is that value that will tell the kind of person you will meet. It is who you are that will tell the person you will later end up with in life. So value is very important in the life of man and a woman.
All right, continue.
Okay, this question I want to ask. If a guy asks you, what are you bringing to the table?
Okay.
Is it not going to be like an insult? And sir, a guy asking a lady, what are you bringing to the table?
What does the guy want? What does he expect?
They want to date. It's normal. Like a guy now asking you, telling you that, okay, what are you bringing to... They're actually maybe dating now. So maybe they want to proceed, like, I think this guy is someone I can marry. Okay, now ask you, what are you bringing to the table? That kind of a question, a guy asks you, are you not going to be offended? Like, what do you mean by what am I bringing to the table? And sir, as a guy or as a man, asking a lady, what are you bringing to the table? Do you think it's normal thing for a guy to ask a lady?
And even if it's the normal thing, sorry, let me chip in a little question. Even with the normal thing, what does guy, as in, I really want to know the meaning of what are you bringing to the table? What are the things they want to the table? Shall you get? Now, too often I go answer that question. Any small thing, what are you bringing? What do you want me to bring? So that we'll start working to you. We'll start working towards it. Shall you get?
I think the reasons why we have issues with this question is because the society already made it look like it is only the woman that needs to be asked that question. A woman can ask a man
yes.
Then I think it's not insulting. It's just it's a conversation. So as a lady, when a man asks you what are you bringing to the table, I feel like the first question you need to ask him is, what are you trying to build?
What are you trying to
build? Because sometimes when you ask him what is he trying to build and he explains, it might not be what you want as a woman. So then he might not be your kind of man as well. So it's vice versa. So and when you feel like whatever it is he's telling you that he's bringing to build is something that you feel like it aligns with your own vision, then you can always say, okay, these are the things I'm going to do for you. I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to bring my intelligence to the table. I'm going to bring my experience to the table. Because at the end of the day, what that guy is even trying to build, you as the lady might be the one to drive it.
Definitely.
Because at the end of the day, I feel like marriage is partnership. Two persons coming together to drive the same goal.
Yes.
It is business, even way beyond love.
Love, yeah.
Love is a feeling. At the end of the day, after 5 years and
that love, it is.
And some things are not working, the love will shake. It will begin to diminish. You understand what I'm trying to say? So, ladies, when a man asks you, what are you bringing to the table, my dear? What are you trying to build? What do you want to achieve? Let me know your vision. State them. These are my own visions as well for life. Then you evaluate, and you see if it's workable. If it is not,
then we go our separate ways.
Yes.
So what do you think about it?
Okay. I feel the question is not embarrassing, and it is not a foolish question. Like,
you sure? Like if a guy asks you now, like
actually,
you'll be cool with
it is not. I'll be cool with it. Depends on the context, actually, really. So it depends on the context, and it depends on the kind of relationship we've been building right from the start. So if, let me say, like a random guy now, you can't just meet me and just tell me. Okay, we've been dating.
Now.
Who knows?
But talking stage.
Yeah,
talking stage. Okay, so you can't just come and say, okay, so Janet, what are you bringing to the table? Excuse me. But the question is actually not abusive. You just have to sit down and talk about it. Then these are the things I have. Like what I said, value is very important.
Okay.
So before a guy can ask you that question, it means you've placed a high value. The guy has already seen something in you before asking that kind of question, and your response will tell if the guy will move on with you or not. So it is conversative, actually, like what he said. So it is a kind of conversation. Just have to sit down and talk about it. And if the guy also, if you like you can also ask the guy, so what are you also bringing to the table? You can't just say like men now. What they are after is like more rampant men now. What they are after is sex. So you can't just say, okay, I'll be giving you this and that. No, you can't just say material things. You have to be focused. You have to be specific about a lot of things. So I feel that's my response to it.
You won't feel offended.
I won't feel offended.
Okay, there is a practical. Okay, sorry.
And for the spirits, it's normal to ask a
lady.
It's normal. It's a normal question.
It's a normal question.
I think ladies that tends to see that question quite insulting is probably they have low self-esteem. If you don't have low self-esteem, the guy asks you, you're supposed to even bombard it with even
like a lot of things.
Give back.
So make him know that you know what you're doing. But it's crazy that if we have like 10 ladies in this room and you ask them questions about what they want to try to achieve in the next 365 days. You'll be shocked there's just one that will tell you what she wants to achieve. So at the end of the day, 9 girls with no dreams and no vision, you see questions like this.
They will run. They will even be offended.
They won't wait.
They'll be offended. They will not wait. They will wait, but they'll be offended.
Are you insulting me?
What's that?
What's the meaning of that? Am I not beautiful enough?
For the spirits, I want to do something. I don't know if you watched this Tolani Badge show where she said that if any guy asked her, what are you bringing to the table? She will tell that guy that I'm bringing my pussy to the table. Like, what do you think about that?
People like that they're not leaders. They are not mentors.
I'm telling you.
It's just shortcut to fame, abracadabra. Shortcut to greatness. So,
okay. I want to actually give a clear example about what happened to me with what he said. Okay, there is this guy I met at a point in time in my life. Very good, get everything.
Like me,
he get company, come out. He don't get company, he has the money, he has everything. Sure you get. So he wanted to be with me. So at the talking stage, we get to understand that we cannot coexist because my everything I want to be is not in support. He's that kind of man that wants, if you don't want to be a full housewife, then work with me. That is his own kind of person. He has that company. If you want to be the managing director, no wahala. But work with me. That is what he wants. And me, I'm working towards having my own therapy lounge in the next future. I'm working towards having my own artwork and everything. I'm an hair stylist. I'm a makeup artist. There are so many things in my head that I'm working towards. And when I see that capital now, boom, I started. So if I'm going to do that one, and him is not telling me that, okay, if it's going to spare me having... That is, if he's going to spare, though definitely there is possibility that he is not going to do it. If he's going to spare me having maybe my own stylist, whatever, he would not want me to go into that therapist, whatever, because people used to have more therapy sections in the evening, because that is when their minds are always something else. Their mind can fight them at that time. Many of those, like I said, many of these suicide thoughts actions that people carried out are always in the 9s.
Yeah,
She understand, because nobody is there, nothing is working in their head. You cannot just go and wake somebody and shake it. So in that said, how will it be with me on the bed now? Or maybe I'm taking care of his mind has gone far. That will it be with me and I'm taking care of a child, and the next thing, boom, somebody not call me happy, I'm dying. What do you? So I see that we cannot coexist. If it is somebody that actually aligns with my own thoughts, if we have accepted that, okay, if you want to do this, I think I can assist you. Maybe I should even start learning in this line, so that maybe I can support you. And I can also say, okay, in this your own business, let me start learning some kind of, so I can also support you. Sure, you get. So I think that is just the practical knowledge of what are you bringing to the table. I don't know if there's something else that men want us to bring to the table.
No, I think your kind of conversation with the person you're talking about was an LD one.
Yeah,
which is really good, and that doesn't make him a bad person.
No, never. We still communicate, but it's not on maybe relationship level
as well.
Yeah.
But my kind of person now, I like my woman to be out there doing
nothing,
getting the goals.
That's me.
Yeah,
and we have quite a number of guys that wants their women just to be housewife. So it's about choices.
Can we say like that kind of person is kind of insecure?
No,
never.
It's just choices.
It's just okay.
There are things you like, there are things I like. So it's different choices. Yeah.
Okay, what do you think is the positive effect of modern relationship, like modern lifestyle relationship?
The positive one, right?
Yeah, the positive one. Presently, what do you think is the positive one in this our relationship now? Maybe the ones that are the positive impact now compared to our mama days. What do you think?
Sure.
To me, I would say the choices of picking your spouse yourself, although it can be negative too. But I think the first one is choices of picking your spouse yourself, because now you can say, okay, this is the person I want. If error come up, you have nobody to be blamed. But then they used to blame their parents.
You're going with that, right? Picking your partner.
Yeah, that's what I feel.
Okay. What do you feel?
Okay.
Okay.
No, go first.
Ladies first.
Okay. To me, these days the stories going on social media, like right now, like presently,
and you can say both
about
you can say both positive and negative.
Positive, okay. DNA. You know, those days.
Okay.
So in those days, there is no
DNA.
There's no DNA.
You cannot know who's the father.
We just erase child.
Everything. If not your child, if the child not be your child, just erase out. No problem. But actually, it has caused a lot of negative impact in men too. Because there's this woman that said, "Kukuma raise the child and forget it." But now, if you realize the child is not yours, there's a way it can make you mentally deranged. So I held like now the modern culture now, believe now, I feel the DNA is part of it. It allows partners to go for DNA before even you will have the chance to do your genotype, know what you are. Is it AA? Is it AS? So DNA first, and the second thing is the choice of choosing a partner too.
Okay.
So you know the kind of person, and also the communication aspect. In communication aspects, you know, those days, social media. Those days they write letter. But
and
now,
it can take days before you get letters.
But now you can easily text on WhatsApp,
maybe WhatsApp,
Instagram, you know. So social media. So that's what I can say.
But there is a traditional way. Okay, I think you want to say something.
No.
There's a traditional way of checking if your child is yours or not. People don't really used to do it then. In our own part now, I think when my grandfather has his first child and my auntie is late, I think they put that my auntie in a basket. Put her in our river and left it. They came by the next day. That water is going to take that child far. and bring it back.
If that child
is your own, go back.
Wow.
If that child is not your own, forget.
I think this guy.
If that child is not your own, forget. Go.
It is very risky. I can't even practice. I can't.
So that was what they did to my auntie then.
Okay.
She understand. So I think there are traditional ways, but the traditional ways are very deadly.
Yes.
Because anything can happen.
Anything
sure.
can happen.
So what do you think is the positive and negative?
I think number one is the fact that children are able to access more love, more attention. I think fathers of the modern day are quite loving you know, they take the affairs of their children quite serious.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, like those days, you can't even see the face of your father. You know, when your father is coming, when your father is coming, and you're playing football, you know, you jackpot, you know, you can't even wait, you know. So I think fathers of this generation are quite loving, and their children have access to, you know, more care. Then number two, I think ability to, you know, bond with your partners, you know, make trips, travel, go for holidays. You know, I can't remember when my dad and my mom went for holidays while we were growing up. You understand? So now I think it's different. There's flexibility.
Yes.
You know, people are more intentional. As much as we have the negative effect